Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with our top headlines. Defence Acquisition Council under Rajnath Singh clears 2,000 crore rupees of weapon procurement proposal under Make in India initiative. With exports to over 100 countries, India becomes fourth country to export bulletproof jackets. Naval variant of light combat aircraft Tejas clears crucial test in Goa. Successful short landing with arrestor wires bring delayed LCA project step closer to be operated from an aircraft carrier. At the end of COP14 summit, 190 countries adopt Delhi Declaration calling for action plan to save more land from being lost to desertification. Declaration also seeks land-based solutions for climate action and biodiversity to achieve Paris Agreement goals. Lutyens Delhi to get a makeover. 3-kilometer stretch from Rashtrapati Bhavan, North and South blocks up to India Gate to be redeveloped into bigger and grander structures. Urban Development and Housing Minister Hardeep Singh Puri says that project to bring various ministries under a single roof. And another setback for P. Chidambaram. Delhi court dismisses his petition seeking to surrender to Enforcement Directorate in INX media corruption case. Former Union Finance Minister to stay in Tihar jail till 23rd of September, when High Court will hear his bail petition. Our top focus this evening, the 14th Conference of Parties of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification concluded on Friday. In-depth discussions on land management, restoration of degraded land, drought, climate change, water scarcity and various other issues were held during the 12-day conference. The New Delhi Declaration by over 190 countries and European Union was also adopted in the conference. The declaration, a 2-page document, stressed on land-based solutions for climate action. India also expressed commitment to restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. Addressing media on the concluding day, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said that 14th COP conference was seamless and flawless and saw a record number of participants. He expressed happiness that this was the most successful conference of parties. The minister said that India is already working on climate change and biodiversity effectively.
Resolved to present the future generation better earth, less land degradation, more biodiversity, and reversing the climate change and keeping temperature rise below 2%, what was agreed by all parties. So this is how we want to present the planet, and our all efforts are in that direction.
Over 190 countries and more than 8,000 representatives, delegates, NGOs and others participated in the convention. The Defence Ministry on Friday accorded approval for procurement of weapons and military platforms amounting to around 2,000 crore rupees. The proposals were cleared by Defence Acquisition Council, which is the ministry's highest decision-making body on procurement. The DAC accorded approval for indigenous development and production of ammunition for T-72 and T-90 tanks by the Indian industry. It also approved procurement of DRDO-developed self-propelled mechanical mine layer to improve automated mine laying capability with the Indian Army. And India is now exporting bulletproof jackets conforming to international norms to over 100 countries. According to the Bureau of Indian Standards, India is only the fourth country after the US, UK and Germany to have its own national standard on bulletproof jacket, which provides 360-degree protection, including from AK-47 hard steel core bullets approaching at 700 meters per second. Along with many European nations, these jackets are also being procured by various Indian stakeholders, including the armed forces.
अब बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट जो क्या कहते हैं कि जो है वो क्या कहते हैं कि इन्होंने बनाया है और बिल्कुल इंडियन नेशनल जो इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का है और अफोर्डेबल है और BIS ने बनाया है.
And in a major milestone in the development of a naval version of Tejas, the aircraft on Friday successfully carried out a arrested landing, a key performance demonstrating its ability to land on board an aircraft carrier. Military officials involved in the first ever arrested landing of the light combat aircraft said that the successful test has put India among a select group of nations having capability to design a jet which can land on an aircraft carrier. They said the test at a shore-based test facility in Goa demonstrated the aircraft's ability to halt at a short distance using wires attached to a hook mounted on its fuselage after landing. This arrested landing heralds the arrival of true indigenous capability and displays the professional prowess of our scientific community in executing this landmark event. Indian Railways and Confederation of Indian Industries signed an agreement for facilitation of green initiatives in Indian Railways on Friday. The objective of the MOU is to provide energy efficiency in manufacturing facilities and development of green procurement policy, waste management policy and solid waste disposal. Speaking on the occasion, Minister of State for Railways, Suresh Angri, said that concerted efforts are being made to ensure cleanliness and hygiene in trains and on station premises.
भी पहले रेलवे स्टेशन में जाने के लिए नाक बंद करके लोग जाते थे. आज सभी लोग जा रहे, कोशिश से जा रहे हैं और सेल्फी भी ले रहे हैं. इसके लिए उसके कारण के लिए इट इज़ नॉट ओनली प्राइम मिनिस्टर और वी, इट इज़ द पीपल ऑफ द कंट्री. एवरीबडी इज़ पार्टिसिपेट, एवरीबडी हैज़ टेकन द अवेयरनेस. वो आंदोलन के वजह से जो प्रधानमंत्री का आह्वान था उसके ऊपर लोग काम करने को चले किया. देश अभी स्वच्छता में आ गई.
मुद्दा यही है कि हम कैसे एक माहौल बनाए इस रेलवे स्टेशंस में हो कि एंटायर रेलवे इकोसिस्टम में हो जो हम एक ग्रीन को नज़र रखते हुए हम काम करें so that we can go green, and second also to see how we are able to recycle much more of it.
And in a big relief to passengers, Indian Railways removed the Flexi Fare scheme from its premium Humsafar trains. This will be applicable to 35 pairs of Humsafar trains, which currently have only AC 3-tier classes. Sleeper class coaches will also be attached in addition to the existing AC 3-tier coaches. The Tatkal ticket fares of the Humsafar trains have been reduced, which will now cost 1.3 times of the base fare instead of 1.5 times. And the Railways has also deferred its busy season surcharge of 15% on freight in a bid to increase freight loading. Additionally, a further waiver of 5% will be given on loading minimum rakes or smaller parcel size. The busy season surcharge is levied between October 1st and June 30th. And Delhi is likely to get a new parliament building by 2024. According to the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, the construction work on the government's mega plan to redevelop the parliament building may begin from next year. under its mega plan to redevelop the over 3-kilometer stretch from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. The government has floated a request for proposal for the development or redevelopment of Parliament Building, Common Central Secretariat and Central Vista. The site and design of the Parliament Building are currently under consideration.
इस समय हम सिर्फ आइडियाज और सजेशंस और डिजाइन की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। संसद वहीं होगा उसी एग्जैक्टली क्योंकि तो हेरिटेज बिल्डिंग है, उसका कोई फसाड बदल नहीं सकता। उसके अंदर क्या जो हमारे हाउस, दोनों हाउस हैं, लोकसभा राज्यसभा की जो स्ट्रेंथ है, जो वो बढ़ सकती है डिलिमिटेशन के साथ और हो सकती है। इस समय कोई भी जो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, हमारे सांसद, किसी के पास अपना बैठने का कमरा नहीं है, किसी के पास कोई जहां पे उनको रिसर्च बैकअप मिल सके, वो अपने लोगों से बैठ के मीटिंग्स कर सके, कोई उसकी वैसे बहुत कम फैसिलिटीज हैं। ये सारी चीज को हम आइडियाज मंगवा के, वहीं रहेगी वो बिल्डिंग, उसके नजदीक कुछ जमीन खाली पड़ी है, कुछ एक ये भी सजेशन है वहां पे एक बड़ी सा पार्लियामेंट की बिल्डिंग बनाई जाए। ये सब इस समय इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ आइडियाज है।
On the second leg of his three-nation tour, President Ramnath Kovind is in Bern, Switzerland to boost bilateral ties between the two nations. On Friday, President Kovind addressed the Federal Council of Switzerland and sought the country's support to enhance global efforts to defeat and destroy terrorism. He appreciated automatic exchange of information between India and Switzerland, which will be a major boost in India's fight against black money stashed abroad. He also talked about increased partnership in multilateral arena.
I am happy to note that we will have the first automatic exchange of information on tax matters in the coming weeks. It is a very positive development. Tax evasion and money laundering have strong links with terrorism. The scourge of terrorism is among the gravest challenges that the world faces today. India has been a victim of state-sponsored terrorism for decades. We seek your support to enhance global efforts to defeat and destroy all manifestations of terrorism.
And some more developments. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Friday underscored the significance of people's participation for democracy, releasing the book Rethinking Good Governance, authored by former CAG Vinod Rai. The Vice President emphasized the need for decentralizing power for good governance. He said local bodies should be given more money, rights and responsibilities.
Made people to think that everything, this is the government work, this is the corporators work, this is MLA's work, this is MP's work. Everything will be done by the government. सब काम सरकार करेगा, हम बेकार बैठे तो चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. People's involvement is very much required. If people's involvement is there through transparency of the governmental systems, then you can demand accountability also, and you will know accountability also if you involve in the programs. And the primary duty of the government and the policy makers and political leadership is to see that the people also are involved.
Naidu also said that effective opposition has an important role in parliamentary democracy, and it is the opposition's responsibility to keep the government alert by providing constructive criticism in the legislative process.
We should also seriously think about the role played by an effective opposition in parliamentary democracy can never be undermined. The opposition must have its say, irrespective of the number. But at the same time, the parliament or the legislative body must be allowed to function. If you function, then you will get an opportunity.
The new governor of Rajasthan, Kalraj Mishra, called on Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu at his residence on Friday. Mishra took oath as Rajasthan governor on 9th of September. He also met Bhupesh Baghel, Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, at his residence. And some more news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit the United States from September 21st to 27th, during which he will address the annual UN General Assembly session and have a series of bilateral and multilateral engagements in New York. The Ministry of External Affairs has informed this on Thursday. MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar said that Prime Minister Modi will also attend an Indian community event in Houston during his visit. The Prime Minister Modi's speech at the UN will be the first after winning a second term as the Prime Minister in a resounding electoral victory in May. As the world commemorates Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also host a special event, Leadership Matters, Relevance of Gandhi in the Contemporary World, on September 24th in the Economic and Social Council chamber in the UN headquarters.
Basically, it's from late evening on 21st September to the forenoon of 27th September, where Prime Minister will be there. He will be attending the high-level segment of the UNGA. There are few meetings, bilateral meetings, of course, will be arranged. He will also be part of several multilateral exchanges. There is an Indian community event in Houston.
And with that, we'll slip into a very quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched a nationwide campaign to encourage people to inculcate physical activity and sports in their lives, named the Fit India Movement. He chose the National Sports Day to launch this movement.
Fitness is not something for which you have to always make extra efforts. It is something which should be embedded to your routine walk of life. So fitness is easy, it could be joyful, and you can do anywhere, anytime.
एक स्वस्थ परिवार, एक स्वस्थ व्यक्ति, एक स्वस्थ समाज ही आगे देश को बढ़ा सकता है. तो फिट है तो माइंड हिट है.
When a woman changes, the society changes. How do we make our women aware about fitness regime?
बच्चों को खेलने के लिए डांस, ये फिजिकल लिटरेसी या एक्टिव लाइफस्टाइल के लिए बच्चों को प्रेरित करना चाहिए.
देखिए, फिटनेस एक शब्द नहीं है, फिटनेस एक जीवन का उद्देश्य है.
Welcome back. The Supreme Court on Friday asked the centre to clarify whether it was contemplating to form guidelines or framework for linking social media accounts of users with a 12-digit biometric unique identifier Aadhaar. The court said the matter, which would help in tracing the originator of a content, needs to be decided at the earliest. The top court said it would not go into the merits of the case and would only decide the plea filed by Facebook Inc., which is seeking transfer of cases related to Aadhaar linking pending before the High Courts of Madras, Bombay and Madhya Pradesh to itself. The bench said it will list these two appeals along with the transfer petition and posted the matter for hearing on September 24th. The Supreme Court has referred the centre's review plea on SC/ST Act to its three-judge bench. The centre's plea sought review of the March 20th, 2018 verdict of the Supreme Court, which had virtually diluted provisions of arrest under the SC/ST Act. The bench of Justices Arun Mishra and U. Lalit ordered the matter to be placed before a three-judge bench next week. The top court had on May 1st reserved the judgment on the centre's review plea, while observing that laws in the country should be caste neutral and uniform. The centre contended that March 2018 verdict was problematic and it should be reviewed by the court. Last year, on August 9th, Parliament passed a bill to overturn the Apex Court order relating to certain safeguards against arrest under the SC/ST law. On March 20th, 2018, Supreme Court took note of the rampant misuse of the SC/ST Act against government servants and private individuals and said there would be no immediate arrest on any complaint filed under the law. And a special CBI court on Friday dismissed a plea by former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram seeking to surrender in the Enforcement Directorate's money laundering case. The decision means that Chidambaram will remain in Delhi's Tihar jail, where he is under judicial custody, following his arrest by the CBI in a corruption case. The Enforcement Directorate had on Thursday told the court that Chidambaram's arrest was necessary in the INX Media money laundering case, and it will be done at an appropriate time. Enforcement Directorate had told the court that since Chidambaram was already in the judicial custody in the CBI case, he was not in a position to tamper with the evidence. The Interpol on Friday issued a red corner notice against Nihal Modi, brother of Nirav Modi, in connection with a multi-billion-dollar Punjab National Bank scam. Nihal, currently based in United States, is accused of money laundering and destruction of evidence. Nihal has been named in the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate in this case. Nirav Modi and his uncle Mehul Choksi are alleged to be the main perpetrators of the biggest bank fraud that came to the fore last year. The Punjab National Bank is stated to be duped of nearly 14,000 crore rupees in this scam. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced that the next edition of the odd-even road rationing plan, government will implement the odd-even scheme from November 4th to 15th. The traffic rules will follow for 12 days after Diwali. Kejriwal announced his government's 7-point action plan to tackle pollution due to crop burning, which includes distribution of masks, mechanized sweeping of roads, tree plantation and special plans for 12 pollution hotspots in the city. This year, restrictions will be enforced on private cars and motorcycles. Women drivers are exempted from odd-even plan and it is not applicable on the weekends. The 5th International Ramayana Festival will be organized between September 17th to 19th in New Delhi. Home Minister Amit Shah will inaugurate the festival, which will see the participation of groups from 8 countries, including Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. After the national capital, the festival will be held in Lucknow between September 20th to 22nd and in Pune on September 21st. The group will also visit Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh.
इस समय के रामायण महोत्सव में जैसे कि आप जानेंगे कि थाईलैंड, त्रिनिदाद और टोबैगो, इंडोनेशिया, कंबोडिया, श्रीलंका, मॉरिशस, बांग्लादेश और फिजी ऐसे 8 देशों के कला समूह सहभागी होंगे और रामायण के किसी न किसी अध्याय को नृत्य और संगीत के माध्यम से अपनी शैली में, अपने अंदाज में हमारे सम्मुख प्रस्तुत करेंगे.
And in a very interesting development, Asola Bhatti Wildlife Sanctuary is celebrating September as Delhi Butterfly Month 2019 to promote conservation of butterflies and spread awareness about them. From September 8th to 28th, various events like butterfly count, origami, butterfly walk and photography contest will be conducted at various locations of Delhi NCR. This sanctuary will send the trained trainees to different parts of Delhi and count the remaining tribes of butterfly. Butterfly Month has been celebrated every year in September at the Asola Bhatti Wildlife Sanctuary for the last 3 years. And volunteers are also given essential information about the butterflies in Delhi.
पूरा महीना हम दिल्ली बटरफ्लाई मंथ के तहत मनाते हैं। इस महीने में हम हर रोज़ स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस एंड सेंचुरी में बटरफ्लाई रिलेटेड प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं। इन प्रोग्राम्स में हम लोगों को, स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं कि वो तितलियों के बारे में जानें, उनको पहचानें और स्पीसीज़ काउंट करने में हमारी मदद करें।
And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. Thank you for watching. Namaskar. Thank you.